I wanted to speak about today. So there was a clip going around on BBC One Extra. If
Hmm.
I'd been a bit more organised, I would have had this clip at hand, but not to worry too much. So
Don't worry. In future, we'll have these things on hand and ready. That's
we
the
will, we
plan.
will. But this is just I only caught this on the way. On the way, I was going to Plymouth today, so I was on the
Mm.
train and I was having a little back and forward with a couple of lads from Devon, and I can I won't read their comments because I haven't got their comments at hand. I don't think anyway. Um, but what the woman was saying was that in British education, 1 in 3 children in school now. So this isn't talking about 1 in 3 people in the UK are of
Mm.
foreign descent. This is saying in the UK schools, this is countrywide, 1 in 3 students are of foreign descent, right? That's the national average. So what her argument was that um, our schools guilty of promoting cultural whiteness. Um, that's what she said. That's what was quoted in the article. I can't whether she used that or not. I'm not too sure. Um, we can get into the terminology of using that term instead of just saying in culturally English. Yeah. But what some people were saying was that because a lot of Asian and a lot of African kids are doing well in school, are among some of the top. They're trying to make out like dismissing what she's saying. Um, and I'm basically my whole point was you kind of missed the point. They're not saying that they're they're not saying that they're making it to benefit Asian or black people. They're just saying that they want to make the education system culturally inclusive. So whilst they're teaching, your British history, your 1066, various things that we learn in school, you would mix it up with some Pakistani history and some, do you know what I mean? Like when you think about it, countries like we've grown up with people from countries, yeah. We know nothing about these people's countries. Well, we didn't learn anything about these people's countries in school. Do you see what I'm saying? But we might know 100 men from this country. You understand? So this is kind of what the debate was, and there was a lot of people in their point of view, basically. Um, so what's your take on it? I know it's a bit of a awkward kind of question, but what is your take on the whole situation?
It's not awkward for me at all.
Okay.
And I'm glad that this is part three
Yeah.
because in part one and part two, I told you that my uncle Kweku, Prophet Kweku,
Yeah.
took all of his nieces and nephews to Golden Nubia Pan African Saturday School
Yeah.
in order to teach us our culture and make sure that we know who we are, as well as our history, the glorious history that we have, and that it didn't start at slavery. That is when our history was interrupted.
Yeah.
We also supplemented key skills, um, English language, mathematics, sciences, literacy, and numeracy were also supplemented and supported. Um, so Saturday school wasn't just about back to Africa. It was also about making sure that our education was balanced and we weren't falling behind. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't have that issue at school because I was always there. Primary school, I was number one,
Mm.
undisputed.
Yeah.
Secondary school, pardon me, I'm like between top three, top five. High school, I'm like top two, top three, between top three, top five. Around the times when I start dropping from one to top three to top five is when a lot of stuff was going on in my life. Even before then, I was still number one when being moved between different countries.
I see.
But
Yeah.
when you start having to study for exams and things like that,
Mm.
my life was chaotic and it interrupted a lot. However, I still did academically very well at
Yeah.
high school. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was still a scholar. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So sorry to interrupt you.
go on.
Would you say that your background though was very like academia orientated, like you were
No,
pushed towards it,
no,
like no adults around you pushed you towards academia?
no. I was self-led.
Yeah.
But while I was self-led and I was hungry to learn, that was supported and supplemented by the adults around me. So when I was
Okay.